Your mental preparation for a discovery call is critical. Today, we're going to talk to you about how you can mentally prepare so you can actually get better discovery, which leads to more deals progressing down the pipeline to more money in the bank, baby. You're going to love this one. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist podcast. I'm your host, Donald Kelly, the Sales Evangelist, and I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, we have a fantastic guest. His name is Isaac Ho, and Isaac is going to come and talk to you more about the mental side of discovery call. What do we need to do to prepare for these calls? And in this episode, we actually do a role play discovery call. Come on, man. Isaac's going to bring some information, some ideas to the table. He comes with this counseling concept as a background, which is able to help him to better understand human behavior and human interaction, which leads naturally to amazing conversations. It's able to help his clients be able to divulge more information to him, which then helps him to be able to help them make better decisions. I hope that all made sense. I'm sure it does. As you go into this episode, you're going to see how he masterfully does this with curiosity and how he was able to dig deeper in a role play situation with me, which we just made up on the scene, and it actually worked out amazing. I want you to check out our sponsors. You're going to find some information about them as well in this episode and in the show notes. Go ahead and tell them that you heard about them on the Sales Evangelist. Speaking about heard about, let's go ahead and talk to Isaac.
When it comes to beliefs, whether you know someone who's in a relationship and they keep on being stuck in a relationship cycle where it's very painful for them. And it's really interesting. You'll meet people that have great relationships and you'll meet people that always seem to be stuck in the same relationship cascade. And I've been there myself. And one of the things to know is that we're always creating the experience that we're committed to. And many times we may say we want something, but we keep on creating an experience that matches our belief that we're not aware of. And as salespeople going into discovery calls or having ideas of how your market's going to respond or thinking about even what's the average of the market and the program or service that I'm offering or even the product, that creates what happens. And I'll never forget, I bought a pretty high ticket product. It was a $20 piece of equipment for my gym, for my brick and mortar gym.
Yeah.
And the salesperson selling it to me, they had kept getting money objection after money objection. So when I was asking them questions, they automatically created the belief that I was struggling with the price. And they kept slashing the price. I got this thing for a ridiculous... I've been asking her to drop the price. But do you see how, because she had that belief, she approached... The price was the problem, and she then created pricing being her problem. So the first thing we want to do is we really want to be clear about what's going inside of us. So what is the intention we have for this call? That's the first thing. And actually saying to the client when we get on the call, what the intention is. But for us, like you were saying earlier, the intention is not just to see hey, can I sell you something? The intention is to be curious and get clear with the client on what the client needs. So that first, setting that intention and being able to show up from that place. And part of that, a large part of it, is also letting go of everything else that you might be holding on to. Sometimes I'll talk with clients and they'll come in and they have potential sales calls lined up and they're just excited for the discovery call, but they're bringing in so much stuff from their family life. They're bringing in so much stuff from their relationships. They're bringing all these things in that aren't dealt with, and they may even have frustrations with themselves. It's really common. I'll find salespeople are high achievers and they start to get frustrated because they go, I'm not achieving the level yet. And they get on the calls. They know it's a number game, but they start projecting their frustration to the client. And when that frustration shows up, the impact it creates is that tonality will actually, a little whiff of that tonality will cause the client to disconnect on the sales call. So not dealing with this before you get on the discovery call is super hazardous for being able to maintain rapport with your client and create positive connection to actually be in service to them. Hey Donald, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I appreciate you setting up this time to chat with me, Isaac.
Yeah, man. So I can make sure that you get the most out of this call, Donald, what made...
Well, right now, man, I'm just struggling with burnout. Like I had mentioned in that lead, I'm. It's really tough right now. The company is growing. Done well through the pandemic. Family's doing well. It's just that now I need to ease off the gas a little bit, and I want to be able to step away from the business and have somebody else run some of the things here. And I just don't want it to. I've seen some of my friends it affect their family life, and I don't want it to affect my family life. So that's where I'm at right now, man.
Yeah, what does that look like for you in the week? You're talking about that affecting your family life and how you've seen that. But what does that actually look like in your business?
I get up in the morning sometimes at 4, start my day, do my morning routine, see my family for a little bit, then I'm out the door, probably like 7, then I'm not back till like 7 evening, do the gym, and then try to be there, put my kid down to bed, and I miss dinner sometimes, and it's just like fires. People call me all times of the day to try to put out some of the fires, and it's just, I need to take that little time. I came into this business so I can have the day off, that I need, and not to keep running.
Wow, that sounds really hard, Donald. I just heard that you're starting at 4 a.m. and you're getting home sometimes at 9 p.m. and missing dinner and not seeing your kids. Like, so why do you think you still have that problem? Why do you think you're creating that?
Oh, I just feel like I got to do it. I feel like I got to be the one that's running it.
Yeah, and that feeling of you have to run it, you have to do these things like this. Like what's the impact of that on you?
Well, one, for my physical health, it's a killer because of the stress. And 2, sometimes don't get the workout in like I need to. 3, I feel like I'm just getting drained. And then, I think it's hurting the company financially, even though we're doing well. I think we could probably do better if I got some of those things, if I got this problem fixed.
Yeah, and what do you think is going to fix the problem?
Intervention like this.
Oftentimes, I think as coaches or consultants selling services, it's like we jump into it and we want to. We already know what we want to sell sometimes, don't we? I got X product, I've got Y product. And so then we go, okay, I'm talking to a burnt out entrepreneur, and this is what it looks like often. It's like, oh, I specialize in burnt out entrepreneurs. So then there's like 3 things you do with a client, right? So then you go, okay, it's one of these 3 things, and I'm going to get the person to see it's one of these 3 things. Now, the problem with that is that we don't know how they're thinking about it. We haven't addressed the way they think about it. So now we're trying to shove our 3 things into their problem. And so what I am doing in this conversation, be really curious, is I could go, wow, okay, people struggle with being able to trust other people. And a lot of times entrepreneurs, they can have a company, and like you were saying in this role play, you were taking this person, this team member, and you were actually taking away their ability to be proficient by taking over the actual role that he was hired to do. And him being a key member in the company, it's like, okay, we're creating some problems for ourselves if we don't know how to let go of that. Now, I could say, wow, the reason you do that is X. I could say, oh yeah, I have a program that helps people with that. But what I'm doing there is I'm just saying, hey, these are how I solve a problem. Boom, you should buy it. Okay. Yeah. What I'm doing in this scenario is I'm actually listening to and understanding why you think they have the problem. And then I'm going to ask you questions until you decide that the problem is what you decide it is. And then we agree on changing that. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to tell you what the problem is. I'm going to let you decide what it is. And then what we're going to do is come to agreement that we're going to solve that problem together.
That was Isaac Ho, and I encourage you to go connect with him. Take advantage of the opportunity. Go ahead and send him that text message and get a chance to connect with him. Dude is a really cool individual, really down to earth, and very knowledgeable. The principles that he shares can apply to you, whether you're selling complex software, whether you're selling your own services, or whether you're selling like water bottles. Making a deeper connection and mentally prepare before you go into a conversation with a prospect is going to help you tremendously. Now, one of the episodes we have coming up is also going to tie very closely to this with when it comes towards data, and you're gonna love it. I'm so stoked for you. Anyways, a lot of good stuff here. Connect with Isaac. Tell him you heard him on the Sales Evangelist. Connect with our sponsors. Tell them that you love their product and Donald recommended it. And also the simple fact that they're giving you some amazing deals. I want you to thrive. I want you to succeed. I want you to find more ideal customers. I want you to make more money. But most importantly, I want you to raise your level of thinking and go out and do big things. Thanks so much.